Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the FA Cup fifth round. And our featured game is Nottingham Forest against Huddersfield Town. And whoever wins will be at home to Liverpool in the quarter-finals. And what a tasty game that should be for the winners. If Huddersfield win, they will reach the quarter-finals for the first time in 50 years. And they are currently 18 matches unbeaten in all competitions, and their last defeat goes right back to the 27th of November. Forest haven't reached the quarter-finals since the mid-1990s, when they were at Premier League level. Both sides might be eyeing promotion from the Championship, but the quarter-finals of the FA Cup will be something extra special for them, I am sure. Carlos Corberán has made quite an impression at Huddersfield since taking the role of manager in 2020. Huddersfield were, at the start of the season, close to relegation to League One, but they have since turned things around and are currently second in the Championship. Forest, meanwhile, are also vying for promotion to the Premier League via the playoffs, and that is where they will be should things stay as they are. Huddersfield's second position means they are in with a chance of automatic promotion. Just going to go through the teams now. The lineup, we'll go through formations and who's where very shortly. For Nottingham Forest, Ethan Horvath is in goal. Then the remaining players are number 2, Jed Spence. Number 4, the captain, Joe Worrell. Number 11, Philip Sinkanarkel. Number 15, Max Lowe. Number 16, Sam Surridge. Number 20, Brennan Johnson. Number 22, Ryan Yates. Number 26, Scott McKenna. Number 27, Steve Cook. And number 37, James Garner. For Huddersfield, Jamal Blackman starts in goal in place of Lee Nichols, who started in the 3-0 victory over Peterborough United on Friday. The remaining players are number 2, Pippa. Number 6, the captain, Jonathan Hogg. Number 14, Josh Ruffles. Number 16, Sorba Thomas. Number 24, Daniel Sinani. Number 19, Dwayne Holmes. And number 32, Tom Lees. And number 48, Karel Eiting. The substitutes for Forest are as follows. Number 30, Bryce Samba. Number 3, Tobias Figueiredo. Number 14, Richie Larea. Number 18, Carfu. Number 8, Jack Colback. Number 17, Alex Maiton. Number 19, Sandy Silva. And the remaining 2 substitutes are Keenan Davis and Joe Lolly. Huddersfield substitutes, number 21, Lee Nichols, as mentioned earlier. Number 3, Harry Toffolo. Number 7, Tino Anjorin. Number 9, Jordan Rhodes. Number 15, Scott High. Number 20, Ollie Turson. Number 25, Danny Ward. Number 29, Aaron Rowe. And number 37, John Russell. And the City Ground looks like it's beginning to pack up ahead of the game, and it's mainly filled of Nottingham Forest fans. They are hoping that Huddersfield. They are hoping that they will win against Huddersfield. They lost to them. They lost to them at their grounds towards the end of 2021, when Dwayne Holmes scored the only goal, a 1-0 victory. And they also got their own back. Earlier in the season, earlier in the season, I should say, Forest beat Huddersfield 2-0 in September at the John Smith Stadium. But they'll be looking for revenge, I am sure, this evening, as it. I mean during this game, as it's a cup game. If both sides are level after 90 minutes, we go to extra time, and if the score isn't altered by then, it's a penalty shootout to decide who will advance further into the next round. And good amounts of Huddersfield Town supporters as well. The players will be getting ready to come out. The players will be getting ready to come out, and indeed they are. They're exiting the tunnel right now. Nottingham Forest wearing their red shirts with the white shorts and the red socks. Huddersfield are wearing their black and blue away kits by the looks of it, as both Joe Worrell and Jonathan Hogg lead both teams out onto the centre of the pitch. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back momentarily. Welcome back to our coverage of Nottingham Forest against Huddersfield Town in the FA Cup at the City Ground. I'm Nicholas Jones, and I will be your commentator throughout the game. And the players are now getting into discussions to talk about tactics and what have you. And also there will be an acknowledgement before the game, with a minute's applause in as a mark of solidarity in the ongoing situation in Ukraine. Nottingham Forest players breaking off their tactical discussion. We stand with Ukraine, so says the banner. Football has done really well in uniting against the situation, and the players are now gathering round onto the centre of the pitch to show their acknowledgements. And there it goes, the minute of applause, as a sign of football standing together against the recent events in the Ukraine. And before we go any further, let's go through the match officials. Graham Scott is the referee, and assistant referees are Harry Leonard and Mark Scholes. The fourth official is David Webb. And our match officials are wearing the customary yellow, and it is great, and it is absolutely fantastic to see that not only are the players and the fans in support of their own team, but also standing but also showing their solidarity against events in the Ukraine. Huddersfield in a 4-3-3 formation, Nottingham Forest in a 3-4-1-2. Kickoff is just moments away now, as both sides vie for a place in the quarterfinals. And And to be actually more exact, Forest's last quarter-final appearance was in the 95-96 season. Huddersfield will be the team to kick off as Graham Scott walks towards the centre of the pitch to get everything ready. As the players, as the Nottingham Forest players take the knee for Black Lives Matter, Huddersfield's preferring to stand up. And away we go for the start of the FA Cup 5th round between Nottingham Forest and Huddersfield Town. And it looks like Forest have early control of the ball with Brennan Johnson. Now with the ball, he's passed to Jed Spence. Now straight to Ryan Yates. Huddersfield looking to take things off already. I think that was Sorba Thomas having a look. But it's now gone straight to Huddersfield with what looks to be Tom Lees. I think Tom Lees has cleared this one out, but Forest still have the ball. Straight towards. I think that was Sam Surridge, and Sam Surridge almost had what looked to be a chance to score. Great assists by I think that might have been a defender of some kind, but Surridge's attempt was just wide off the mark, and a corner after only a minute at the City grounds, and it looks like it'll be. I think that was James Garner to take the corner. Yes, indeed, it is James Garner consulting with the assistant referees to make sure that the ball is in the correct place. Bit of argy-bargy going on in the 6-yard box as Garner kicks the ball into the goal area, but Huddersfield do really well to defend that one. It's now with Jed Spence. The Terriers aren't out of the woods yet. Garner kicks the ball forward, but again, well held by Huddersfield. Forest trying to break through. That looked like Jed Spence trying to cross it, but well defended by Huddersfield, and a throw-in now to Nottingham Forest. 2 minutes in, and already it's 2 minutes in, and it's already starting to get exciting. Worrell towards, I think that might have been Zinkernagel, though I couldn't quite tell who. But Huddersfield holding out well against Nottingham Forest. The poor giveaway there by Huddersfield to Forest, and it's now with James Garner back towards Joe Worrell. Joe Worrell now with the ball for Forest. He passes to Garner, now towards Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates has passed to, I think that was Steve Cook, but I couldn't possibly be sure. Garner straight now towards Worrell, now back with Jed Spence. Now James Garner again. Garner now passes to Steve Cook. Steve Cook, a legendary player at AFC Bournemouth, now with Forest. Straight back towards Joe Worrell. Worrell now with the ball for Forest. He crosses the ball forward and finds, and I think he found Lowe, and it's now back with Spence. Spence tries to go through, but it's deflected off Huddersfield. It's now back with Garner. Garner sends it back towards Cook, but it looked as if Daniel Sinani was going to take the ball. He didn't. And after 3.5 minutes, it's Nottingham Forest 0, Huddersfield Town 0. Yates towards Worrell. Worrell passes back down the field towards Steve Cook. Steve Cook has found the goalkeeper Ethan Horvath, who passes back towards Worrell. Now caught by Garner. Now back with Horvath, who finds. I think that's. I couldn't see who that was. I think that might have actually been Scott McKenna, but a throw-in has been awarded to one of them. I couldn't quite see who will receive the throw-in. I think it might be a Huddersfield throw-in by the looks of it. We'll check back with you shortly. But the throw-in has been delivered, regardless of who did it, and it's now with Steve Cook for Forest. Cook crosses the ball forward, tries to find. I think that was Sam Surridge, but Huddersfield did really well to defend that. Cook once again. Now towards Worrell. Worrell passes back towards Cook, and it looks as if Daniel Sinani was going to take it off. Dwayne Holmes had a look at it as well, and it's not, and was almost passed to Holmes, but intercepted really well by Ryan Yates. Yates towards Garner. Garner now with the ball. He passes down the field to Worrell, deflected well by Sorba Thomas. And Sorba Thomas now going after the ball. He picks it up. He has to go around Steve Cook. Does so and passes towards, I think that was Josh Ruffles, now towards Jonathan Hogg. Hogg towards, I think that's Pippa. Pippa, it looks like Huddersfield have now managed to form some kind of attack. Holmes tries to go for it, but deflected very well by the Nottingham Forest defender. It's now with Tom Lees. Lees towards Sinan, leads towards Eiting. Eiting now towards Sinani. Back, Sinani passes to Hogg. Hogg passes downfield to Josh Ruffles. Now it's with Sarr. Sarr now with the ball for Huddersfield. Not quite. It's a throw in for a minute. For about 30 seconds, I think, it looked as if Huddersfield were going to try and find a way to get the ball in. And Carlos Corberan, he's only 38 years old. And like I say, he's made quite the impression at Huddersfield. He was actually a youth player at Valencia before he became assistant manager at Leeds United. And after that, he became a Huddersfield head coach. And the rest is history, as they say. Worrell now with the ball for Forest, and he now passes to Jed Spence, although Worrell has received the ball back, and it's now with looks like Scott McKenna. I think it's Scott McKenna who now has the ball. No, it's Cook. Now McKenna. McKenna tries to hold off Holmes. He does so, and it's now and the ball has gone out for another throw, and I think it will be a Huddersfield throw in that time. 7 minutes in, Forest 0, Huddersfield 0. You're listening to the commentary hub. Steve Cooper watching tentatively on the touchline. Huddersfield about to take the throw, which they do, and it was almost picked up by I think that was Eiting, but Forest have the ball back. Horvath now picks up the ball inside his goal, and it's now with Steve Cook. Steve Cook now with the ball for Forest. Passing down the field towards Jed Spence. Spence towards Garner this time. Garner to Cook. Well crossed by Cook, and has been picked up by Josh Ruffles, and it was almost with Sorba Thomas. Now Forest have the ball again. Jed Spence passes to Garner. Garner now passing up the field to Scott McKenna. McKenna towards, I think that might have been Yates. Now it's back with McKenna. McKenna goes for a long-range cross, headed by Spence. Spence tries to find a way through. He passes to Garner. Garner tries to go for a long shot at goal, but saved by Jamal Blackman. To me, that is the closest that anyone has come to scoring the first goal of the game. Well saved by Blackman. Huddersfield now have the ball again. Cross towards Dwayne Holmes, but picked up by Ethan Horvath. Horvath towards Cook, and it's now with I think that was McKenna, then Cook. Now it's with Jed Spence, back towards Cook. Cook this time to McKenna. It is actually Cook. I beg your pardon. But Huddersfield have managed to pick the ball up once more, and it's now with Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne Holmes, can he find a way through? He couldn't score from that. Josh Ruffles now has the ball. He passes to Hogg. Hogg, this time to Sorba. Thomas, sorry. Almost has it. Now it's back with Thomas, and it's now with Naby Sarr. Naby Sarr passes back towards Thomas. But Forest defended, but Forest held their line really well, and Forest now have the ball once more. Cross towards Brennan Johnson. That's a long-range cross, and Johnson has managed to pick up. And Johnson has managed to pick up the ball. He now passes to James Garner. James Garner passes to Joe Worrell. Worrell back towards Garner. Garner now finds Johnson. Johnson and straight towards. I think that might have been Zinga Nargaland. No, it wasn't. It was Surridge, and a goal has been given to Forest. But it's been ruled out. It's been ruled out. The assistant referee has just confirmed that the goal won't stand. Looks as if Surridge was marginally just offside there. No VAR in this match. No VAR for this game. But if VAR was implemented, this would have been looked at in more detail. But as it is, it's still 0-0 between Nottingham Forest and Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield back with the ball as it's Thomas who passes to Daniel Sinani. Sinani now with the ball for the Terriers. Tries to find a way to I think it was a long-range cross, but either way it was I think sent the wrong way by a Forest defender. This was Johnson's assist towards Sam Surridge. But was Sam Surridge marginally offside? I think that's open for debate as it's a Huddersfield corner. Sorba Thomas to take the corner for Huddersfield. He charges up to the ball, does so, and it's now with Naby Sarr with the ball for Huddersfield, but couldn't quite hold on to it in time. Or was it Josh Ruffles? I think that might have actually been Ruffles who had the last touch onto it. Carlos Corberan in discussion with his assistant manager. But either way, it's another Huddersfield corner, and it will be taken by Sinani. Sinani prepares himself to take the corner for Huddersfield. He kicks the ball into the goal area, and Huddersfield take the lead. It's Tom Lees, and that is his fifth goal of the season. The blue side are in raptures. Carlos Corberan mildly accepting this one, but what a score by what a finish by Tom Lees, just headed it in without even asking. Great corner delivery by Sinani, and Lees' finish just made it all the more special. What a finish by Tom Lees, and that means to say, and Huddersfield are now well and truly on their way to reaching the quarterfinals for the first time in half a century. Forest need to regroup as soon as possible to try and find a way back into this game. And kicking a ball from a long range right over the touchline is not the way to do it. And that'll be a Huddersfield corner. And Tom Lee's score was just before the 14th minute. He has a bandage round his head, possibly picked up, but after sustaining an injury in a championship match not too long ago. As it's now with Ryan Yates, and Ryan Yates was pushed down by Jonathan Hogg, but nothing given. Cook towards McKenna. McKenna now finds Ryan Yates. Yates passes back towards Yates passes back to McKenna. It's now with Yates once more. Sinani wants to take the ball off. Can't do so. Worrell passes back to Cook. And Cook now passes towards McKenna. McKenna passes back towards Cook. Trying to confuse Huddersfield. But Sorba Thomas wasn't fooled. And Huddersfield have now picked up the ball once again. Headed away by Worrell, almost caught by Sinani. It's now with Hogg, straight towards Ruffles. Ruffles to Thomas. Sorba Thomas passes towards, I think that was Eiting. Yes, indeed it was. But Dwayne Holmes is now after it as well. Cleared away, cleared out. Ball has been cleared out by Nottingham Forest. And it looks like it'll be a Huddersfield throw-in. Tom Lees just didn't need a second. Tom Lees just didn't need a second invitation. He saw the ball. His reflexes were just spot on, and that was just remarkable the way he handled it. Cook crosses to Brennan Johnson. It's now back with Spence. Jed Spence finds James Garner. Garner tries to find a way through, but Huddersfield just managed to stop that attempt in the nick of time. Well halted by Nabi Sarr. And I think Tom Lees might have had a hand in that one as well. But Huddersfield are now on the attack. As Holmes passes to, I think that might have been Hogg. Sinani was waiting, but the Forest defender cleared that one out very well. Over 16 and a half minutes now gone. Forest 0, Huddersfield 1. Sinani now with the ball. He passes to, I think that was, I think that might have been Hogg. No, it wasn't. It was Matty Pearson. Forgot to mention that Pearson will in fact start. So I apologise for that one there. Forest throw in, caught by Huddersfield, and it's now with Pippa towards Massey Pearson. Pearson tries to cross towards Sinani, but Forest are able to get there. Not for long though. Huddersfield took the ball back, albeit briefly, and a free kick has been given to Forest, which they take. Garner towards the captain, Worrell. Worrell now finds Garner again. Now back to Worrell. Worrell towards Steve Cook. And it's now with McKenna. McKenna to Yates. It appears things seem to have calmed down a bit after Huddersfield's goal, although Forest are still looking to try and find a way back into it. A bit of argy-bargy going on between Spence and I think that might have been Ruffles. Forest still have the ball. It's now with McKenna. McKenna does very well to go round Hogg. Now back towards Cook. Cook passes downfield to Garner, who tries to find Worrell, and it's now with Spence. What can he do? Spence does a cross in towards the goal area, but headed away by Huddersfield. And it's now with Daniel Sinani. Sinani tries to go around Garner. He does a back pass to Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne Holmes towards Jonathan Hogg. Hogg this time finds Sarr. Sarr being pushed around a bit by Johnson, but not phased. It's now with Karel Eiting. Eiting this time to Pearson. Pearson passes back down to Ruffles. Ruffles now with the ball. And down the field he goes towards Ruffles. No, I think that might have been somebody else. I do apologise. And it's now with Daniel Sinani once more. Out goes the ball. It's out of play for a Forest throw-in. Coming up to 19 and a half minutes. It's Nottingham Forest 0, Huddersfield Town 1. And you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. Worrell finds Yates. Yates now towards James Garner. Garner finds McKenna, and it's now gone back towards McKenna. I think that might have been Zinkernagel who had it. It's now with Garner. Cook towards Joe Worrell. Now with Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson does very well to hold on. Almost tackled there by, I think that was Daniel Sinani. Dwayne Holmes holds on to the ball for Huddersfield, but tackled, I think, by Zinkernagel. Jonathan Hogg angry about the situation. I think he almost hit Zinkernagel in the face. But no cards given, although I think Hogg should be given a verbal warning for his angry outbursts. Free kick given to Huddersfield, though. It will be Tom Lees to take the free kick. He does, and passes to Sinani. Sinani passes back to Lees. Now upfield towards, I think that might have been Pearson. Now back towards Lees, and it's now still with Lees. Hogg had it briefly. It's now gone to Pearson. Pearson passes to Holmes, I think, and it's now back with Lees. Lees finds Sarr now towards Ruffles. Headed by Garner. Back now with Garner, but almost taken away by Holmes. And Hogg now has the ball for Huddersfield. Hogg passes to Holmes, I think that was. Sorbert Holmes. Now with Pearson. Matty Pearson pelting towards the goal line now towards Holmes. And Holmes tries to make it too, but can't. Saved by Horvath. Lovely teamwork between Pearson and Holmes, but Horvath did well to save that one. I think he dawdled a bit there, but either way he still managed to keep. The score at 1-0. Yates towards McKenna. McKenna passes to, I think that might have been Garner. And it's now with Cook once more towards Joe Worrell. Jed Spence now. Spence with the ball for Forest. Tackled very well by Naby Sarr. And it will be a throw-in to Nottingham Forest. Just coming up to the 23rd minute. It is still Forest 0, Huddersfield 1. And Huddersfield and the way things are going, Huddersfield will be marching on towards. Although I've got to stop for a moment, as it looked to me like Naby Sarr has gone down, has been fouled or something. Either way, he's not very responsive, and something has happened. I can't imagine what. Has he been hit in the head or something, or was he clipped in the chest? He's moving, which is all. He's moving up and down, which is all right. So I think they're trying to create some. I think they're trying to give him some air or something. The physios are out on the pitch. I can't see what exactly the situation is. We'll keep you informed. Corberan having a discussion with Eiting, and Steve Cooper doing so likewise with the Nottingham Forest squad. Whatever the situation is, I hope it's not too serious, and that Naby Sarr is all right. We wish him all the best from all at the Commentary Hub, and he's up and he's up on his feet. That's good to see. I think he looks to be in some kind. He looks to be in some kind of pain. I think that might have been a blow to the head. We'll have to check to make sure. The physio having a look at him. He's wanting to make sure that he is responsive and that he can move his head all right and everything. But that is something that we don't. But that is something that we don't want to see. A player going down like that for whatever reason. Either way, he's fine. So that is good news. As play now resumed, and it's even Stevens at the minute between Forest and Huddersfield in terms of playing and aggression. Although I probably have to say Huddersfield have just edged it a bit on possession, and McKenna fouled Holmes momentarily, but Holmes still managed to stay on to keep his feet on the ground. 25.5 minutes in, still Forest 0, Huddersfield 1. It looks like there may be about 3 to 5 minutes added on before half time because of what happened to Naby Sarr. We'll let you know closer to the time, as Matty Pearson has been fouled by Sam Surridge. Pearson was defending that ball, and Surridge just shoved him in the back. That looked very unnecessary in my view. I think that warrants a card. I think that warrants at least a yellow card or a talking to. Either way, no cards given. I reckon he should have called me harsh, but I reckon he should have gone in that time. I reckon he should have gone in the book that time. Ruffles towards Sinani, but Forest able to defend that really well. It's now with Huddersfield once more, and a throw-in has been given to Forest. Worrell to Cook, and it's now with McKenna, this time towards Garner. Picked up by Horvath, and it's now gone back towards Worrell. Worrell crosses towards Spence, but headed away by Huddersfield, and down goes Sorba Thomas, but back up on his feet quicker than Naby Sarr. Joe Worrell was the offender, but he'll most likely get a verbal warning from the referee. A free kick has been given to Huddersfield, and it looks like I think it'll be Daniel Sinani to take the free kick. No, in fact, it'll be Sorba Thomas to take the free kick, and the ball goes into the goal area, but nobody gets to it. Apart from Max Lowe. Worrell towards Cook. Now back towards Worrell, though. Sorba Thomas was looking menacing. Forest still have it. Not for long, though, as it was headed away by Huddersfield, but Forest have now picked it back up again. It's now with Garner. Garner towards McKenna. McKenna now finds, I think that was Lowe. Now it's gone towards Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates tries to put it in, and Forest have equalised. It's Sam Surridge. It's now game on at the City Ground. Forest have managed to find a way back into it. It's now even Stevens. Great bit of teamwork between Yates and Surridge. He was actually fouled by Sarr, and that might have been a penalty, but play still went on, and Surridge took advantage of that to make the score 1-1 between Nottingham Forest and Huddersfield Town. That is Surridge's first goal Surridge's first goal of the season. And what a time and place to do it! But Forest aren't resting on their laurels. They want more. But well cleared out by Huddersfield that time, courtesy of Pippa. And it looks like it, and it will be a corner kick to Huddersfield. James Garner to take the corner that time. 30 minutes in, Nottingham Forest 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Garner kicks the ball into the goal area, but cleared away by Huddersfield. Jed Spence picks it up, and it's now back with Garner. Garner passes to Cook. Back to Spence, and now with Cook once more, but picked up by Eiting for Huddersfield. Long range cross, but picked up by McKenna, and it's now with Huddersfield once more, but Forest now have it back. Cook does a long range cross. I think he was aiming for Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson almost catches it, but nothing doing. Throw into Huddersfield. The Terriers need to regroup and find a quicker way to get back into it and pull ahead once more. And I'm pretty sure that might be the same tactic for Nottingham Forest. Blackman passes around the defending areas. It's now with Carol Eiting, not for long though, as Ruffles, as it was Pearson, and Pearson's been shoved over the wall by Max Lowe. That was very rude, in my opinion. The worst foul I've ever seen. In all the times I've been doing games for the commentary hub, there was just no need for Lowe to push Pearson over the edge, and gets the yellow card, quite rightly so. And so Huddersfield take the throw. I think Ruffles might have been involved in that one as well, but it doesn't really matter, as Pearson gets ready to throw the ball, which he does, headed by McKenna, but Huddersfield take the ball back with Pearson, and Pearson just elbowing a player in the face. That was Surridge. There was no need for him to do that. This is getting messier now as Pippa has the ball. I think tempers are starting to become just that bit more frayed, as it's now with Holmes and it's now with Eiting. Straight towards Pippa, just off the crossbar. Norbert Thomas almost had a goal opportunity, but Ethan Horvath saved just in time. How unlucky was Pippa not to make it 2 goals to Huddersfield? Just smacked off the post. Although I think that might have actually been deflected by Jed Spence. The action is now starting to hot up. But Sorba Thomas goes for another opportunity, saved by Worrell. Thomas passes to Sinani. Sinani tries to go around it, but halted by Worrell. Spence crosses, tries to get to Surridge, but Huddersfield get there before he does. Pearson passes to Blackman. Blackman passes down the field to Naby Sarr. Naby Sarr now finds Ruffles. Ruffles tries to find another way through, but cards under. It looks as if Sorba Thomas has picked up an injury of something. I think it might have been a strained hamstring or whatever it was, but he's moving about, which is fine, which is good. Ryan Yates has the ball by the looks of it. I think it's Lowe who has it. Garner towards Yates. Almost picked up by Huddersfield. Now Cook. Now straight towards, but now Huddersfield have the ball back once more. It's now with McKenna. McKenna passes to Cook. Almost 10 minutes to go until half-time. It's Nottingham Forest 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Worrell has the ball, passes to Spence. Now back with Worrell. Worrell passes to Cook, and it's now back with McKenna. McKenna passes back towards Cook, and it's now with Worrell. Worrell tries to get past to Spence, but Huddersfield do well. But Huddersfield halt that advance. I think that was Ruffles who fouled Jed Spence. This is what happened earlier with, and yes, indeed, I called it correctly. Pearson did indeed elbow Sam Surridge. Should have been given a warning. Should have been given a yellow card for that one, in my opinion. Garner tries to get towards Ryan Yates, but can't. Huddersfield gets in the way, though. It's now with Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne Holmes tries to hold on, but can't. It's now back with Forrest. Hogg tackles it. He's not. The referee has spotted something that he's not happy with. I think he's talking to both Holmes and Hogg. It was in fact Dwayne Holmes who fouled Surridge, and a free kick has been given to Nottingham Forest. Just under 10 minutes to go at the City Ground. Forest to take the free kick. And I think it's James Garner who will take the free kick. Garner takes a few steps back. Graham Scott trying to organise things. He blows the whistle to get everything ready. And Forest have made it 2-1 against Forest. It's Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates, the goal scorer. Ryan Yates, the goal scorer for Forest. It's his 6th this season. A well-timed free kick, a well-delivered free kick by Garner, and Yates was there just to pounce it in at the last minute. Well-timed header, and Forest lead by 2-1. Superb efforts by Yates. Jamal Blackman could do nothing about it, and Steve Cooper is now one happy man. This game is now starting to become more interesting as we tick towards half time. It'll be Ruffles to take the throw in for Huddersfield. It's now gone towards Naby Sarr. Passes to Blackman. Blackman towards Pearson. Pearson now with the ball. He passes to, I think that was Dwayne Holmes. And it's now back with Pearson. Pearson towards Naby Sarr. Sarr passes to Ruffles, but Forest take the ball away from Huddersfield, and it's a throw-in to the Terriers. Carlos Corberan has been silenced. It seems Huddersfield and also the fans as well. The halftime team talks for both sides will be very interesting, I am sure, regardless of how the first half finishes. Pearson with the ball for Huddersfield, but almost tackled by Sam Surridge. Pearson holding on very well. but he's been given a throw. But Huddersfield have been given a throw in. Pearson throws, fought by Pippa, but Forest take the ball back. It's Yates for a Forest, not for long now. It's now back with Huddersfield and almost picked up by Sorba Thomas. Sorba Thomas had it briefly, but Worrell did really well to cut him off. Corner to Huddersfield. And it'll be Sorba Thomas this time to take the corner for the Terriers. He takes a few steps back. Graham Scott goes over to see that everyone is in the correct position. And the corner kick is taken. Headed over, but almost headed in by Tom Lees. But Forest do very well to defend. And it's now with Pippa, who passes to Blackman. Blackman crosses and was almost aiming for Naby Sarr by the looks of it, but Huddersfield are now back in. Huddersfield now back in possession. I think Huddersfield have had more possession than Forest throughout the last 10 or 15 minutes, but I think overall it's kind of even Stevens between Forest and Huddersfield. Carol Eiting passes to Sorba Thomas. But Thomas was offside. Just taking another look at it, and it looks like it was just a fraction, but nothing. But nothing to change the score. It's still 2-1 to Nottingham Forest, as we are now entering the last few minutes until half-time. Horvath gets ready to clear the ball out for Forest. He does, out of a goal area, I should say. Was aiming for Sam Surridge, but Huddersfield got in the way there. It's now with Ryan Yates. Now Zinkernagel and tries to get to Brennan Johnson, but Surridge just couldn't find a way through. And in fact, it is offside. It's offside. Zinkernagel just tried to get to a Surridge, but he was just that fraction of a second offside. Forest could well have been 3-1 up, but for the earlier Sam Surridge goal that was disallowed. Had VAR been implemented, the result could well have been very different, as it's now Naby Sarr with the ball for Huddersfield. And he has been fouled by Brennan Johnson. Johnson protesting his case, and Graham Scott telling him to be quiet and to just get on with it. And I can clearly see that it was indeed Johnson's fault. He has no right to complain about it. Everything was all his own doing. But he's lucky to get away with just a verbal talking to. No yellow cards, although he should have been in the book. And a throw-in has been given to Huddersfield, quickly taken by Ruffles. Back now with Ruffles for Huddersfield, straight towards Sinani. But Forest do well to pick that ball up. It's now with Johnson. Johnson holding off Sarr, not for long though, as Sarr, I think it was, that tugged at his shirt. And we're entering the last 90 seconds of normal time in the first half. I think both of them actually tugged on the shirt, tugged on their shirts. Naby Sarr looks unsurprisingly angry about this. Well caught by Pearson. That free kick by Forest, well and truly not going their way. We're into the penultimate minutes of the first half. Throw into Huddersfield, quickly taken and dealt with. It's now another throw into Huddersfield. Thrown by Pearson towards, I think that's towards I think that might have been Josh Ruffles. No, in fact it was Tom Lee straight towards Blackman. We're into the last 30 seconds of normal time in the first half. I think 4 or 5 minutes might be added on. I wouldn't be surprised if it was that amount of time, but we'll let you know as and when they come. Still 2-1 between Forest and Huddersfield. And Zinkernagel has managed to pick up the ball. We're into the 45th minute now, and we're waiting. What the fourth official will say about the outcome. And a free kick, by the looks of things, will be given to Huddersfield, and 2 minutes have been added on. We just had the first 25 or so seconds of those 2 minutes being played. Ruffles for Huddersfield towards Naby Sarr. Now back to Ruffles. Ruffles tried to pass towards Eiting, but Forest were too quick for him. Sarr now with Sinani. Surridge tries to get the ball off Huddersfield. It's now with Pippa. Pippa passes. In fact, he does a lob cross by the looks of it towards Ruffles, and it's now been picked up by Johnson. Not for long though. It's now with Spence. Jed Spence for Forest. Spence tries to cross into the centre of the goal area, but defended really well by Huddersfield. They'll need to find a way to regroup themselves and come up with fresh new tactics to be employed in the second half. And it looks as if Surridge elbowed Blackman in the face. He's had quite an action-packed game so far, has Sam Surridge. Ball kicked out of goal by Blackman. Huddersfield still in play, not for long. It's now with Forest once more, and there goes the whistle to signal the end of the first half. And what an action-packed display it was. Huddersfield got the early goal. Forest fought back, and they could have so easily been 3-1 up, but for a disallowed goal. Half-time score at the City Ground: Nottingham Forest 2, Huddersfield Town 1. And we're going to go for a break. But join us again before the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Nottingham Forest against Huddersfield Town in the FA Cup 5th round. The players now making their way back onto the pitch. Nottingham Forest lead Huddersfield Town by 2-1. Huddersfield had the opening goal, but Forest managed to pull 2 goals back, though they could have been 3-1 up already had an earlier goal by Sam Surridge not been ruled out. The players now getting themselves back into warm-up mode as they gear up for the next 45 minutes. That will determine who will face Liverpool in the quarter-finals. Will it be Nottingham Forest or Huddersfield? Everyone now getting ready for the second half. Carlos Corberán walking towards the touchline after having emerged from the tunnel. The Forest fans get ready to make as much noise as they can. Remember, it was Huddersfield that kicked us off in the first round, so it'll be Forest to kick us off that time. And away we go for the start of the second half. Forest go from right to left. Huddersfield will be going from left to right this time. Throw-in has been given already within the first few seconds of the second half to Huddersfield, and it will be Matty Pearson to take the throw-in for the Terriers. Headed away by Max Lowe, though. And now straight towards Pippa for Huddersfield. And Pippa now has the ball. Tries to find the next best player to go through. Although Daniel Sinani has been brought down by the looks of things. I think he might have been fouled by a Forest defender. And Graham Scott appears to have seen it. Or has he? Anyway, he's trying to call a halt to proceedings. Something has clearly happened to Sinani. Something has clearly happened to the Luxembourg international. It looks like he was shoved in the back by Ryan Yates, and that seemed a bit unnecessary. He's hobbling around a bit. I think he might have done something to the hamstring of his left leg, although I can't be too sure. But he's walking, which is the main thing. Free kick given to Huddersfield to be taken by Steve Cook towards McKenna, and it's now with Max Lowe. Now back towards McKenna. McKenna towards Cook, and Cook crosses. It was aiming for Jed Spence. Jed Spence now with the ball for Forest. I think he was pushed out by Josh Ruffles, but either way, Ruffles halted his advance, and it's still 2-1 between Forest and Huddersfield after 2 minutes have been played. In the second half, a goal kick has been given to. It looks like some kind of free kick has been given to Forest, though, or is it a goal kick? No, it is a goal kick. Goal kick given to Forest. Jamal Blackman seemed to take his time there, but Forest tried to take advantage of that, but it was not to be that time. Meantime, Huddersfield are back onto it. It's now Sorba Thomas aiming for goal and hits the side netting. Should have been a few inches closer, and that would have been the equalising goal for Huddersfield. It goes to show that Huddersfield are now starting to find some more of an attacking form now, or was it? And it might have actually been deflected off Ethan Horvath, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was straight into the side netting, and Sorba Thomas, understandably disappointed at his shots not going where he wanted it to. Huddersfield are now going for another chance. Dwayne Holmes had it briefly. Picked up by Nottingham Forest. Now back with Huddersfield. It looked like Johnson was trying to tackle. I think that might have been Aaron Rowe, but Aaron Rowe by the looks of it. I think Rowe has come on as a, or was it Dwayne Holmes? No, in fact, it was Holmes. No half-time substitutions have been made by either side yet. So we will expect them to come out as the second half goes on. It's now Ryan Yates for Forest. Now straight towards Spence, and now with Brennan Johnson, although deflected out by Nabi Sarr. Free kick given to Nottingham Forest. And it might be because Joe Worrell might have been fouled by somebody. I couldn't see what happened. But Worrell on the ground, trying to work out what happened. I think he's feeling his leg a bit there. I think he's feeling his foot there. Can't really see if there's anything wrong with it. I think he must have been clipped on the ankle or something. It looks like Jack Colback will be coming on as a substitute. The physio comes over to have a look at the Nottingham Forest captain now. He was as I said, he was feeling his ankle. He was feeling his ankle briefly, so it looks like he might well have done his ankle in, but not too sure. Anyway, he's talking to the physio now. 50 minutes in, still Forest 2, Huddersfield 1. At stake, a home tie against Liverpool in the 5th round, and one of Worrell's teammates comes over to have a look. The Forest fans are looking anxious and look very tense as they await news on Worrell. Worrell up onto his feet, which is good, but he may well be substituted. And Steve Cooper has to make a decision whether to keep Worrell on or to have him substituted, because whatever happened to him, if he was feeling his ankle, then that injury, that knock to the ankle could well become worse. As play has now been resumed, and it looks like Huddersfield now have the ball. It's now with Tom Lees. Tom Lees tried to pass to a defender, but Forest have quickly taken the ball back. It's now with Sam Surridge. Surridge cut out well by Matty Pearson. A throw-in taken quickly by Max Lowe. It's now with James Garner. Back towards Lowe. Garner again. Garner tries to hold on to the ball, but pushed down to the ground by I think that was Daniel Sinani. Yes, indeed it was. Garner tried to hold on, but Sinani just barged into him and forced him down very unnecessarily, in my view. Not worthy of a card though. Possibly a bit of a talking to, and it's a free kick to Nottingham Forest. James Garner is all on his own. Substitute for Huddersfield looks like it's getting ready to be prepared, but there's action going on in front of goal. Huddersfield defending their goal really well, and picked up once more by Jed Spence. Jed Spence takes the throw in. Just over 52.5 minutes gone. Still Forest lead Huddersfield by 2-1. Hogg now with Pippa. And now straight towards Dwayne Holmes. Holmes once more with the ball for Huddersfield. He passes to Sorba Thomas. Thomas does well to hold on. And now straight towards Daniel Sinani. Daniel Sinani with the ball for Huddersfield. Tried to go for a low shot towards goal, but that was easily dealt with by Ethan Horvath. Horvath rolls the ball to Worrell. Worrell now with the ball for Forest. Straight towards Brennan Johnson. and now picked up by James Garner. Garner now with the ball for Forest. He tried to pass to Zinkernagel, but Huddersfield got in the way. And the ball has now gone out once more for a Huddersfield throw. It will be taken by Pippa this time. And it looks like a substitution is about to be made for Huddersfield. No, in fact, it's two substitutions. Two substitutions for the Terriers, as Josh Ruffles will come off and Harry Toffolo will take his place. Off goes Ruffles, and on will come Toffolo. We'll let you know who the second Huddersfield player to come on will be very shortly, and Naby Sarr will come off the field. And I have to say I'm not surprised, given the injury given the foul he took in the first half. And Danny Ward will take his place. Danny Ward, and play now resumes. Pippo had the ball briefly for Huddersfield. It's now back with Forest. Zinkernagel towards Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates now towards Jed Spence. Jed Spence tries to go around Toffolo, but can't. Spence still holds on to the ball. Passes to Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates passes back to Spence. Johnson was shouting for the ball, but nothing doing. It's now with Scott McKenna back towards Ryan Yates, and now Jed Spence. Jed Spence tries to go around Huddersfield, and it's now passed back towards Joe Worrell. Worrell towards, I think that was Lowe, but he headed it the wrong way, and it's now been picked up by Jamal Blackman. Bit of a poor showing by Nottingham Forest, in my view. Worrell and Lowe should have been a bit closer to goal, in my view. But as things stand, after 56 minutes, it's still Nottingham Forest 2, Huddersfield Town 1. Throw in to be taken by Forest. It'll be Jed Spence to take the throw. He does just that, and it's been picked up by his teammates. Bryce Samba picks it up just outside the goal area, straight towards Scott McKenna. Although Danny Ward was close to taking it from him. Huddersfield now have the ball back. It's now with looked like Dwayne Holmes, although Forest were quick to take it back. It's now with Max Lowe. Max Lowe crosses. I think he was aiming for Sam Surridge, but that was way too high and wide, in my view. I was expecting at least just one more goal. Well, at least one goal within the first 10 minutes or so of the second half, and so far I've been disappointed. It's now Dwayne Holmes towards Carol Eitling. It's now back with Holmes. Picked up by Zinkernagel. Zinkernagel now with the ball for Forest, who passed back to Steve Cook. And it's now with Max Lowe. Max Lowe passes to James Garner. Garner to Cook. Cook crosses and finds Jed Spence. Jed Spence, he's been in the thick of the action all game. Spence now passes to, I think that was Ryan Yates. Yates towards Spence. Now back to Joe Worrell. Worrell crosses the ball, was aiming for a Sam Surridge, but Huddersfield did really well to intercept that one. Danny Ward, I think, might have had the last touch on the ball, and an offside flag has been, and it's been given as offside against Forest. Can't see the reason why. We'll have to check We'll have to check it over. We'll have to check it over and to confirm with you what happened, as Blackman has now picked up the ball for Huddersfield. He clears it out of the goal area, and it's now back with Huddersfield. A throw-in to be taken by the Terriers. Picked up this time by, I think that was Sorba Thomas. It's now with Dwayne Holmes. Dwayne Holmes briefly fouled just outside, shouts for a penalty, waved aside by the referee, Graham Scott. Holmes walked towards Ward, and I think he was trodden on, I think, by Joe Worrell. Worrell just, I think, just elbowed him to the ground, and I think he almost trod on him. Holmes was furious, but nothing was given. Should that have been a penalty? Should that have been a penalty? I don't think it. Should that have been a penalty? I don't think so. Too soft to be one, in my view. As Sorba Thomas looked like he was on a charge, but was cut out by the Forest defenders. Just about approaching the hour mark. It's still Forest 2, Huddersfield 1. And it'll be a goal kick given to Nottingham Forest. Joe Worrell still in good form on the pitch, despite being fouled earlier on. It's now with Max Lowe, and Max Lowe has managed to pick it up for a throw-in, gives the ball a clean under his shirt. He throws it straight towards, I think that might have been Scott McKenna, as Carlos Corberan just can't seem to watch right now. Worrell towards, I think that might have been Zinkernagel. It's now with James Garner. Garner passes to Jed Spence. Jed Spence now towards Ryan Yates. Now back to Spence. Back to Yates. Spence once more. And it's now with Zinkernagel. Now Steve Cook. Steve Cook with the ball for Forest. Cook crosses and finds Zinkernagel. Zinkernagel holds on, but tackled from behind by Hogg. And it's now with I think that was Sorba Thomas. But Forest take the ball back. Back pass there by Brennan Johnson, but ruled as offside. Johnson has been ruled offside. There's been far too many offsides in my view. But if there was, it was just fractionally ahead. Huddersfield now have the ball back in play, although a mistimed kick has resulted in a throw-in, as Jack Colback gets ready to come on as a substitute for Forest. It's now with McKenna. McKenna now has the ball, although Sinani was lurking from behind. It's now with Pippa towards Worrell, and it's now Huddersfield once more with Pearson, although Zinkernagel appears to have fouled him. I think he has. Pearson doesn't look too angry about it. I think he looks more stunned than angry, and that was definitely a foul by Zinkernagel. He just can't believe what happened, and Pearson couldn't either. And Graham Scott coming over to talk to both players. I think he has spoken to them now. Nothing given apart from a free kick to Huddersfield. It's now with Tom Lees, the man who scored earlier on. Cleared away by Jamal Blackman. 63 minutes have been played. Nottingham Forest 2, Huddersfield Town 1 remains the score. And a throw-in has been given to Forest, quickly taken by Spence. And I think he's about to do it again. But meantime, a Nottingham Forest substitution is about to be made. It'll be Philip Zinkernagel to come off and Jack Colback to take his place. Zinkernagel walks off to applause from the home crowd. He has featured strongly in this game, but hasn't converted any of his opportunities into goals. Those so far have come from Surridge and Yates. Jack Colback sprints onto the pitch in the 64th minute. Despite Huddersfield's advances, Forest are doing very well to hold on to their lead to prepare to go through into the 5th round of the FA Cup. And something has happened that has caught the referee's attention. Then yet again another offside. Things are not going Forest's way if they want to score another goal. Like I said, there've been too many offsides. Throwing again to Nottingham Forest. Carlos Corberan's assistant manager talking to one of the substitutes on what kind of moves should be employed. I can't rightly see who the substitute is. Carlos Corberan coming over to have a further chat with him. Throw-in given to Forest again. This will be, I think it'll be Brandon Johnson to a second throw. No, in fact, it's a Huddersfield throw. Huddersfield Town to take the throw. It'll be, I think it'll be Pearson to take the throw, which he does. It's now with Worrell. Worrell towards Spence. And now going to be picked up by Tom Lees. Tom Lees crosses to crosses somewhere, but it's actually gone out of play, and it'll be a throw-in to Forest. It'll be Johnson. It looks like it'll be Johnson to take the throw. No, it won't. It'll be Jed Spence who will be the man that will take the throw-in. Coming up to the 66th minute now. Still Forest 2, Huddersfield 1. And you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. McKenna straight towards James Garner. Garner was fouled by Pearson by the looks of things, and it's a throw-in to Huddersfield. And speaking of which, there'll be another substitution to be made by Huddersfield as Dwayne Holmes makes way for Jordan Rhodes. On comes Rhodes as play is about to be resumed. And it looks like another Nottingham Forest substitution is about to take place as well, as Sam Surridge, who scored in the first half, makes way for Keenan Davis. Keenan Davis makes his way onto the field, and welcomed very much by the Nottingham Forest home crowd, as a throw-in has been taken by Huddersfield, courtesy of Pippa, crossed by Hogg, and it's now back with Pippa, I should say. Both sides still can't seem to break through the other's defence and find another goal, and it's another throw-in to Huddersfield, this time to be taken by Jordan Rhodes. Will this be his first action of the game? No, I was wrong. It's a Forest throw-in to be taken by Scott McKenna. McKenna throws, picked up but intercepted by Huddersfield. Not for long though. Forest take the ball back, but it's now back with Huddersfield, and it's Danny Ward for Huddersfield. Although Steve Cook did well to deflect the ball out. Pippa to retake the throw-in for Huddersfield. He throws to Sorba Thomas, but intercepted by Jack Colback. As it goes for a throw. It's another throw. It'll be taken by Pippa towards Sorba Thomas, but fouled by Jack Colback. Jack Colback trying to protect. Jack Colback protesting his innocence, but it's quickly sorted out, and it's a free kick to Huddersfield. They need to make this one count if they are to turn the scores back in their favour. Everyone about to get into position for the free kick, and I think it'll be Dwayne Thomas that'll Sorba Thomas that'll take the free kick for Huddersfield, or will it be Danielson? No, it's Sinani. He sells them a dummy, but Forest aren't fooled. Forest are defending their line really well. It's now back with Thomas for Huddersfield. Headed away by Forest, and it's now with Danny Ward. Ward towards Toffolo. Almost picked up by Carol Eiting. It's now with Eiting. Eiting passes back towards Toffolo. Toffolo passes down the field. It's now picked up by Pippa. Pippa towards Blackman. Blackman passes up the field to Hogg. And Hogg now passes this time to Toffolo. Toffolo towards, I think that was Danny Ward. He tries to find Ward. No, it wasn't Danny Ward. It was actually Matty Pearson who tried to find Ward. But it's now with Johnson for Forest. It's now passed it to Yates. 20 minutes to go until full time. Ball is now being cleared out by Ethan Horvath. And it's now intercepted, but picked up by Huddersfield. It's now with Sorba Thomas. Sorba Thomas now has the ball and almost tackled by Lowe. It's now with Pippa. Pippa with the ball for Huddersfield, but tackled from behind by Lowe. Graham Scott calls a halt to proceedings. That wasn't a penalty in my view, not by any stretch of the imagination, because it was just outside the 18-yard box. Yeah, there it was. The ball was just fractionally outside. I think it might just be a free kick to Huddersfield. Max Lowe was the instigator. Surprised he hasn't been booked. I think he's been involved in quite a few scrapes throughout this game. I think, and anyway, the free kick has been given to Huddersfield. It looks like Danny Ward will be the man to take the free kick. He's in conversation with Jonathan Hogg and Sorba Thomas. Hogg giving instructions to the team. I beg your pardon. It's a free kick to. Yes, it is a free kick to Huddersfield. It looks like it will be either Sorba Thomas or Danny Ward. Pearson and Lees stand by in the 6-yard box. Carol Eiting makes his way into position, as do Pearson and Lees. Everyone seems ready for the free kick to take place. Ward takes a step back. It looks like it will be Danny Ward that will take the final kick. Everyone gets into position. He steps forward and Ward kicks the ball. Saved by Horvath. That would have been Huddersfield's equaliser, but Horvath was quick to react very well. And it's now with Pippa for Huddersfield. The Spanish defender passes to Toffolo. And it's now with Jamal Blackman, who passes back towards Pippa. Pippa now to Pearson. Pearson tries to find someone to pass it to. It's now gone back towards Pippa. Although it looked like Keenan Davis was going to take it off him. It's now with Toffolo, who passes back to Pippa. Pippa now towards, I think that was Pearson. It's now with, back to Pearson now. It's now with Thomas. Jack Colback seems to have had a bit of an incident with somebody, couldn't quite see who, and I think Lowe might have just momentarily clipped Sorba Thomas, and an offside flag has been given against Keenan Davis. Colback delivered the cross, but was Keenan Davis just ahead? Yes, he was, by a long way. And that free kick by Ward almost resulted in the equaliser for Huddersfield, but well deflected by Horvath. Davis has the ball, but was fouled. It's now passed back to Garner and almost picked up by Davis again, but Huddersfield were quick to tackle that one, and it's now with I think it's with Tom Lees. Yes, indeed, it is Tom Lees. Lees towards Sinani, and it's now with Pearson. No, Worrell passes back towards Horvath. We're about to approach the 15-minute mark until the 90 minutes are up. Huddersfield have 15 minutes to get their attack back on track and to turn the game into their favour and it looks like they might be doing just that now, as Danny Ward goes for goal, but saved once more by Horvath. That was almost second time lucky for the Huddersfield forward, but Horvath just quick to palm that one away, and it's a corner kick to Huddersfield to be taken by Daniel Sinani. Sinani has to make the corner count for the Terriers, and almost headed in by, I think that might have been Sorba Thomas. I couldn't actually see who it was, but I think it's done some injury to Ethan Horvath. I think there was a collision between Pearson and Horvath, or was it Toffolo? I think it might have actually been Harry Toffolo that was involved in that one. Yes, indeed it was, and Toffolo just, I think, rammed into him, or did he? And looked like he pushed him on the head. Although I think that might have been a further blow. I think he actually banged. I think Horvath actually banged his head on his thigh there. He's just taking a drink of water. I think he's all right, which is good news. And a free kick, and it'll only result in a goal kick to Nottingham Forest with less than 15 minutes to go. It's still Nottingham Forest 2, Huddersfield Town 1, and the Terriers need to get some of their bite back in order to turn things around in their favour. Time is running out for them, and they know it. And now would be a good time to give my player of the match, as sponsored by our good friends at Commentary Services, and because he's been in the thick of the action because he was in the thick of the action, and because he was really good, and because he's been really good at sorting out the team play. But I'll have to let you know about that in just a second, as Jed Spence tries to go for goal, but his shot was just that fraction too high, and that was who I was going to give my man of the match award to. Great bit of play by Keenan Davis, deflected off the foot by Johnson. Spence had the opportunity to make it Forest third, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. I think there was just a clumsy back pass from Johnson. I think Johnson should have taken advantage and just put it in where it counted, but he didn't do that, and it's still 2-1 to Forest. Goal cleared away by Blackman, and Sinani Sinani comes off the field to be replaced by Tino Angerin. Okay, so Angerin has come on. It's now with Jack Cole, but the ball's now with Jack Cole back straight towards Brennan Johnson. Now with the ball for Forest. It's straight to Jed Spence. Jed Spence passes back to Johnson. Johnson has found Cole back, and it's now with I think it's now with McKenna. I think it was with James Garner briefly. It's now Max Lowe. Max Lowe tries to find somebody, but intercepted by Huddersfield and Jordan Rose. It's now with Keenan Davis. Keenan Davis straight passes to James Garner, cut off by Jonathan Hogg. Great bit of deflection by the Huddersfield captain. Keenan Davis was lining himself up for a strike, but passed to James Garner, and Hogg just deflected it very well with his knee. Corner given to Nottingham Forest, and this will be Garner once again with the corner kick for the Reds. He kicks the ball into the goal area, but deflected out by Huddersfield. It's now back with Garner. Tries to go around Angerin. Angerin almost fouled him by the looks of it, but Garner was able to keep his composure. 10 minutes to go. It's now with Jed Spence, who is my player of the match, as sponsored by Commentary Services, just to officially confirm that. It's now back with Blackman, straight towards Pippa. Pippa running towards goal. He was looking to pass to Angerin, but Forest were in the way. It's now back with Pippa. I think he passed to Pearson briefly. And Pearson now has the ball back. It's now gone straight back to Jamal Blackman. Formerly at Chelsea, was on loan for a brief period to Wycombe Wanderers. And the ball goes out of play for a throw. Throw-in taken by Harry Toffolo. It's now with Joe Worrell, the Forest captain. Although the ball is now out of play once more for another Huddersfield throw. Eiting takes the ball for Huddersfield. It's crossed towards Danny Ward. Danny Ward holding on to the ball. He passes back towards Eiting. It's now with Sorba Thomas. Thomas tried to find a way through, but Forest do very well to negate this advantage. Taken away by Keenan Davis, passes to Max Lowe, and it's now with Jack Cole back. Jack Cole back towards Scott McKenna. Scott McKenna passes to Keenan Davis. He was aiming for Max Lowe, but it's now thrown to Huddersfield. Lease throws to Blackman. Around eight or so minutes to go. It's still Forest 2, Huddersfield 1. Lease towards Pippa. Pippa holds on to the ball, passes to Massey Pearson. Massey Pearson crossing, but intercepted by Ryan Yates. Huddersfield have the ball back across towards Danny Ward. Danny Ward, can he get to the ball? Yes, but he can't get through. He has to find a player to pass it to, and it was Andrew briefly. But Forest take the ball back. It looks like they'll be going through to the way things are going. They'll be going through to the quarterfinals for the first time since 1996. But Huddersfield are looking to quickly reverse that. It's now almost headed. It was almost caught by Thomas and almost chested off Worrell. But Ethan Horvath did really well to pick that ball up. Almost crossed in by Ward. Eiting had it briefly, cleared away by Yates. Great bit of defending by Nottingham Forest. But Max Lowe appears to have had a knock on by somebody. The players and the physio is now coming to have a look at his leg, and it looks like there'll be the final substitution for this game. It's Carfu. Looks like it'll be Carfu to come on for Forest. The Forest players showing their banners. We all follow the Forest. This is Nottingham, so say the Scarves. And the Huddersfield supporters are looking somewhat subdued at the moment. So one young fan hiding his face in his scarf, burying his face in his scarf. He can't watch the rest of the game. But it's still not over yet. Huddersfield still have a chance, but they need to convert this. But they need to convert these chances into more attacks. I think that was a throw in by Rhodes, and he's thrown towards Ethan Horvath, who will clear the ball out of goal, which he does. But it's gone. But it was aiming for Keenan Davis. Davis tries to get to it, but it was cut off. He was cut off, I should say, by Matty Pearson. 5 minutes now remaining for Huddersfield to at least level the game and take it to extra time. But it doesn't look that way. But it doesn't look like it will be going that way right now. Davis tries to take the ball. Off Pearson, can't do so. But Forest still doing really well to hold on to their lead. A corner kick has been given to Forest, and it'll be Garner to take the corner kick. Can Forest make it a third and put the game beyond reach for Huddersfield? Everyone seems to be in position as Garner takes a few steps back. He raises his arm to signal that he's ready. Garner kicks the ball into the goal area, but deflected out by Huddersfield. And Garner catches the ball and was almost picked up by Worrell, which it was. Worrell towards Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates towards Jack Colback, and Colback passes back towards Garner. Garner crossing the ball into the goal area, almost finding someone to finish the game, but it's now with Scott McKenna. McKenna passing to Garner. Garner passes to Worrell. Worrell cut away by Pearson, and it's now with Garner once more. Angerin takes the ball for Huddersfield, almost tackled by Joe Worrell. In fact, he was tackled by Worrell. Angerin had the ball momentarily, but Worrell just seemed to catch him unawares. The ball will be cleared out by Blackman. Coming up almost two and a half minutes to go. And Huddersfield are running out of options and time as Keenan Davis passes to Brennan Johnson. And Garner almost makes it the third for Forest. It's not to be this time, but it was, and it just went over the crossbar. He must be so annoyed to have missed an opportunity like that. Or was it deflected by Pippa? It might well have been. Pippa tried to bring down Garner by the looks of it, and Garner was just taken by surprise there, and as a result, the ball just marginally went over the crossbar. Throw into Huddersfield again to be taken by Spence. As I was saying just now, time is running out for Huddersfield, and they know it. It looks like they'll just have to focus on their Championship promotion. It looks like they'll have to just focus on their promotion bid from the promotion bid in the Championship. And I think there's an incident that's been going on. I think it's just caught Max Lowe. I think he's just been hit in the back or something. And Ryan Yates, he's been in really good form throughout this game. I think he was close. I think he was like one of my top 5 candidates of player of the match, but that was just given to Jed Spence. Eiting now with the ball for Huddersfield, headed by Tom Lees towards Jonathan Hogg. Picked up again by Jordan Rhodes. Jordan Rhodes now with the ball for Huddersfield. Passed back by Sorba Thomas, and the throw-in has been given once more to Huddersfield. As it stands right now, Forest are seemingly just moments away from their first quarter-final since 1996, when Take That and Oasis were regularly in the charts. I think that was, and before I say anything further, I think that was an incident between Danny Ward and I think Joe Worrell might have been involved in that one as well. But 5 minutes have now been added on. 5 extra minutes have been added on. Huddersfield need to make those 5 minutes count if they are to take this game into extra time. Those 5 minutes might well be Huddersfield saving grace, but Forest are equally determined to ensure that they still keep their lead. It's still 2-1 between between Nottingham Forest and Huddersfield, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. Steve Cooper walking up and down the touchline pensively as Ethan Horvath gets ready to kick the ball out of the goal, and the Forest fans still continuing to make a lot of noise, and the Huddersfield fans are just that, and the Huddersfield fans just that little bit more subdued. They might be more subdued as it looks like one of their players has been fouled. I think that might have been Harry Toffolo there, as McKenna gets ready to take the throw in for Forest. After the first minute and a half of the extra, of the extra 5 being played, it's still Forest 2, Huddersfield 1. As Steve Cooper now picks up the ball from which has just been rolled away. It's now Forest throwing to be taken by Max Lowe. Max Lowe, lucky to get away with that yellow card earlier on. Lucky to get away with just a yellow card after that foul earlier on. Jamal Blackman picks up the ball for Huddersfield, and he kicks the ball out of the goal area. Almost picked up by Danny Ward, headed by a Forest midfielder by the looks of it. I think that might have been McKenna. McKenna crosses, was aiming for Johnson by the looks of it. I think the ball's just gone. It's now gone straight into the stands. For a moment, I thought it had vanished. And it's a Huddersfield throw to be taken by Tom Lees, and it's now back with Pearson. Pearson tries to find Ward, but Huddersfield just can't seem to break through Forest defence right now, and it looks as if Forest might well be looking to put the game beyond reach now. Garner passing to Keenan Davis. Davis passes back to Garner. Davis now has the ball once more. It's now back with Garner, straight towards Jack Colback. Now back with Garner. Garner towards Davis. Davis foul from behind by Huddersfield. I think that might have been Hogg who fouled him. A free kick given to Huddersfield, because that was marginally just outside the goal there. Yes, it was in fact Hogg who fouled Davis. Headed by, it's now headed by Forest, but it's now been picked up by Huddersfield. This is Pippa now. Pippa tries to pass to somebody, but Forest do very well to hold. Forest do very well to hold them off. Just coming up to the last minute and 15 seconds. Forest just have to make the last minute count just to hold on in order to go through to the quarterfinals of the Emirates FA Cup. That throw in by Pippa wasn't good, as it looked like Ward or somebody was offside, and a throw in to be taken by Nottingham Forest. This may well be the last throw in of the game. It was picked up very well by Forest. Now it's with Tom Lees, who passes to Jamal Blackman. Blackman clears, but headed away by, I think that was one of the Forest defenders. It's now been picked up by Garner, straight towards Keenan Davis. Davis now with the ball. Davis is looking for an opportunity. Davis tries to find an opening, but can't. He passes to Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates tries to go for it, and straight in. And that's it. Yates didn't score that goal, but what does it matter? It's the end of the match. Forest are through to the quarterfinals for the first time since the 95-96 season, when they were in the Premier League. They're vying for promotion in the Championship, but can they go that little bit further in the FA Cup and reach the semi-finals against Liverpool? It'll be a hard task for them, but they'll make it worth all the while for the Forest supporters, I'm sure. Huddersfield started out strong, but faded away throughout the game, despite having equally good chances at goal. But they can only now concentrate on their promotion bid from the Championship to the Premier League. Final score at the City Ground: Nottingham Forest 2, Cardiff City 1. I've been Nicholas Jones, and thank you for listening to our coverage of this game on the Commentary Hub. We hope on the Commentary Hub, and we'll see you again for another match anytime soon. From us all here at the Commentary Hub, goodbye.